Hello Dr. Lau, we are from Group 3 and we are going to present our research, which is the level of mental health among working women in Kuala Lumpur.
A metropolitan area consists of a large city and its surrounding towns or districts, with the main city usually more developed and populated. Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, is a rapidly growing metropolis with a thriving economy driven by manufacturing, services, and tourism. Malaysia's GDP is $430.9 billion in 2023, with key sectors like manufacturing contributing 23% and services contributing 55%. The economic growth in Malaysia encourages women to join the workforce, influenced by factors such as a high enrollment rate. However, as women take on diverse roles in the workforce, they may face unique challenges impacting their mental health. There are 3 problem statements from this research. First, a study in 2021 noted that women are more likely than men to experience signs and symptoms of mental health problems. Second, working women in Kuala Lumpur feel stressed due to factors like high workloads, tight deadlines, long working hours, and career advancement pressures, according to a Kuala Lumpur research. Third, working women feel overwhelmed by dual roles as working professionals and caregivers, contributing to mental health challenges. This was taken from a University Utara Malaysia study.
Research questions. The first one, is there any significant relationship between cost of living and the level of a working woman's mental health in Kuala Lumpur, especially in the private sectors? Next, how significant is the effect of workloads in influencing the level of mental health of a working woman in private sectors, especially in Kuala Lumpur? And the third one, is there any significant relationship between work-life balance and the level of mental health among working women in Kuala Lumpur, especially in private sectors? Research objective. The general objective to examine the factors that influence the level of mental health of working women in Kuala Lumpur, especially in private sector. For the specific objective, the first one, to identify the relationship between cost of living and the level of working women's mental health in Kuala Lumpur, especially in private sectors. Next, to test the effect between workloads and the level of mental health of a working woman in private sectors. And lastly, to investigate the relationship between work-life balance and the level of mental health among working women in Kuala Lumpur, especially in private sectors.
Okay, now I will continue with the summary of literature review of prominent scholars only. We start with a dependent variable, which is the level of mental health. According to Herman 2005, mental health is a multifaceted public health challenge with broad social and economic implications, as well as significant repercussions for physical well-being. According to American Psychiatric Association 2013, mental health involves a balance of emotional, psychological, and social well-being, contributing to an overall sense of contentment and fulfillment. Okay, let's move to the independent variables. The first independent variables is work-life balance. Work-life balance is the quality of the relationship between the roles and individual plays in their professional and personal life as perceived by the individual. This involves a sense of satisfaction, absence of conflict, harmony, and the ability to function effectively in both work and personal domains. According to Duxbury and Higgins, 1991, there is previous research on the ability to balance work and family suggests that women often face greater challenge in achieving this balance compared to men. This is attributed to the fact that women typically bear significant responsibilities for household and family matters. The next independent variable is cost of living. According to Benton 2023, the cost of living refers to the financial requirements essential to cover basic needs such as housing, food, taxes, and healthcare within a specific location and time frame. National statistics in the United Kingdom, the economic interpretation of the cost of living is defined as the minimum cost at this month's prices to achieve the actual level of utility attained in the best period. Maintaining a consistent cost of living relies on factors influencing the demand function such as prices of related goods, income distribution, preference, the number of buyers, and future expectation regarding price. The third independent variable is workload. According to Wickens 2008, the term workload is broadly used across various contexts and generally pertain to the volume of tasks expected to be accomplished by an individual or a group within a specific time frame. Raja 2023 states that excessive workload can have adverse effect on an employee's physical mental well-being. Prolonged working hours and persistent pressure may result in stress, anxiety, and in several cases, depression.
I will continue with the research method. I'm excited to share our research design delving into the mental health of working women in Kuala Lumpur. The purpose is to identify challenges they face and explore intervention for improvement. The investigation examines correlation between mental health and variables like work-life balance, cost of living, and workloads. To ensure authenticity, the study setting is non-contrived, mirroring participants' daily experiences. Besides, the time horizon is one shot, providing a snapshot of mental health at a specific moment. Overall, our research aims to contribute insight for interventions and policies to enhance the well-being of working women. Moving on to our sampling technique, we employ a method known as quota sampling, selecting participants based on specific criteria like age and gender to ensure a representative sample of working women in the private sector in Kuala Lumpur. These methods allow us to strategically choose individuals, ensuring a diverse and accurate portrayal of experiences within our study population. Next, our sampling size, we've chosen a sample size of 100 working women in the private sectors in Kuala Lumpur. These carefully selected numbers provide a meaningful data set. The survey was conducted in December 2023 and results analyzed using SPSS. Besides our data collection, we are utilizing a questionnaire method with two parts. Part A is demographic profile. Part B, respondents indicate their agreement on a Likert scale ranging from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree. This concise questionnaire gathers essential demographic information and assesses the level of mental health, specifically stress, using a straightforward Likert scale. In the final phase of our data analysis, we engage in three critical stages. Firstly, data cleaning addresses errors and inconsistencies, ensuring enhanced accuracy, completeness, and overall data integrity. The second stage involved assigning numerical codes to participants' responses, facilitating standardized analysis using SPSS software. Lastly, data transcribing transforms the information into an analytically suitable format for input into SPSS. This streamlined process ensures the reliability and appropriateness of our dataset, facilitating meaningful interpretation and decision making.
From the first phase of the analysis, which is the validity test, the Kaiser-Meyer-Olkin KMO value is 0.783, indicating adequacy for each sample. Bartlett's test of sphericity, checking for redundancy among variables, has a result less than 0.05, suggesting the instrument is valid for further analysis. Moving on to the reliability test, for mental health, Cronbach's alpha has a value of 0.724, which indicates a strong association. 78% of items show high internal consistency, all items included in the computation. Next, for work-life balance, Cronbach's alpha has a value of 0.622, signifying a moderate internal consistency. Measurement techniques considered reliable. Moving on to cost of living, internal consistency coefficient has a value of 0.791, reflecting good reliability. 79% of items demonstrate a high degree of internal consistency, and all items used in the variable calculation. Lastly, for workload, Chromebox Alpha has a value of 0.843, indicating a very good level of internal consistency. All variables used for measurements are reliable.
The second phase of analysis, demographic analysis. The data reveals insights into the relationship between respondents' age and marital status, suggesting that younger individuals under 25 are more likely to be single, possibly due to a focus on personal and career development. As age increases, the percentage of single respondents decreases, aligning with societal norms of seeking stable relationships in the mid-30s and beyond. Regarding living areas in Kuala Lumpur, higher percentages are observed in Cheras, Wang Semaju, and Kepong, likely influenced by housing options, workplace, proximity, and amenities. The prevalence of individuals with a bachelor's degree, 82%, corresponded with private sector employment, where higher education is a common requirement. The dominance of executive position, 42%, indicates a strong correlation between having a bachelor's degree and securing higher level roles in the private sector. The data also shows a link between education attainment, particularly having a bachelor's degree, and the data prevalence of executive positions in the surveyed population. In terms of work experience, most respondents have 1 to 3 years of experience, which is 40%, with 68% working a standard 5-day work week and 57% adhering to 8-hour workday. Next, descriptive analysis. The percentage of standard deviation relative to the mean provides insights into the variability of experiences within different datasets. For stress levels, a higher percentage, 30.09%, indicates significant variability, suggesting diverse stress levels among respondents. Factors like individual differences and external stresses contribute to this variation. In contrast, work-life balance has a lower percentage, 18.89%, implying less variability and a more consistent perception among respondents. This suggests a shared understanding or similar experiences related to work-life balance. The cost of living shows a moderate percentage, 26.54%, indicating a moderate level of variability. Economic factors and individual financial situations contribute to differences in reported perceptions. Workload also exhibited a moderate percentage, 28.04%, suggesting variability in reported workloads. Job roles and organization, all expectations contribute to the observed differences. Workload also shows a moderate percentage, 28.04%, suggesting variability in reported workloads. Job roles and organizational expectations contribute to the observed differences.
Next, I am going to explain about the third stage of analysis, answering research objective, which is a correlation analysis. Correlation serves as a metric for assessing the association between two continuous variables, capturing their overall strength. According to Stephen and Grace Martin 2008, correlation of coefficients reveal the direction, strength, and significance of the variable relationship among variables measured on an interval or ratio scale. A perfect positive correlation, indicated by 1.0, signifies a complete positive relationship between two variables, while a perfect negative correlation, denoted by negative 1.0, represents a complete negative relationship. In order to the result to be significant, the p-value must be less than 0.01. The result shows that there is a significant correlation between work-life balance and the level of mental health because the p-value is 0.468. There is a moderate uphill linear strength relationship between work-life balance and the level of mental health. Based on the rule of thumb, the strength of the relationship between work-life balance and the level of mental health is moderate. In conclusion, the null is rejected and alternate hypothesis is accepted. Next, there is no significant relationship between the cost of living and the level of mental health because the p-value is negative 0.116. There is a very weak downhill linear strength relationship between the cost of living and the level of mental health. Based on the rule of thumb, the strength of relationship between cost of living and the level of mental health is poor. In conclusion, the null is accepted and alternate hypothesis is rejected. Furthermore, there is no significant correlation between workload and the level of mental health because the p-value is negative 0.196. There is a very weak downhill linear strength relationship between workload and the level of mental health. Based on the rule of thumb, the strength of the relationship between workload and the level of mental health is poor. In conclusion, the norm is accepted and alternate hypothesis is rejected.
Now, let's move forward to the next crucial aspect of our study, answering the research question. The study found that there was a significant negative correlation between the level of mental health and workload, indicating that higher workloads were associated with lower levels of mental health. Additionally, that study found that there was a significant negative correlation between the level of mental health and the cost of living, indicating that higher costs of living were associated with lower level of mental health. However, the study did not find a significant correlation between the level of mental health and work-life balance.
In the dynamic and fast-paced environment of the private sector in Kuala Lumpur, maintaining a healthy work-life balance is a top priority, especially for working women. There are 3 recommendations for achieving this balance. The first one is regular breaks. Regular breaks throughout the workday serve as essential interval for rejuvenation. Micro breaks of 5 to 10 minutes each hour allows for stretching, brief walks, or relaxation exercise, contributing to improve focus and reduce stress. Disconnecting from work-related tasks during breaks is crucial, allowing individuals to recharge and return to their tasks with renewed energy. The second recommendation is flexible work arrangement. Flexible work arrangement offers a transformative approach to achieving work-life balance. Negotiating telecommuting option or adjusting daily work hours can significantly enhance flexibility. Working from home on certain days or modifying work hours to accommodate personal commitment not only improve job satisfaction but also reduce the strength of commuting. Exploring part-time or job-sharing opportunities further empowers individuals to tailor their schedules to align with their personal life. The third recommendation is delegate responsibilities. Delegating responsibilities is a strategic practice that contributes to the effective time management and workload distribution. Identifying tasks suitable for delegation, such as routine or specialized assignments, ensure that work is shared among team members. Empowering team members with the necessary resources and authority fosters a collaborative work environment, promoting skill development and preventing burnout.
In conclusion, this research has provided valuable insight into the factors influencing the mental health of working women in Kuala Lumpur's private sector. Through a meticulous 3-phase analysis, we examine the relationship between the level of mental health and crucial variables such as the cost of living, work-life balance, and workload. The findings not only contribute to our understanding of this dynamic but also offer practical implications for fostering the mental well-being of working women. This study enriches the existing literature emphasizing the significance of addressing mental health concerns in the workplace. The recommendation presented in this chapter provide actionable steps for improving the working condition and overall mental health outcomes for women in Kuala Lumpur's private sector. This research serve as a stepping stone for future investigation in the realm of women's mental health and workplace well-being.